What's going on, Stay doing this with the mic. Move this all the way back over. But what's going on, everybody? Hopefully, everyone's having a good day. And today, I'm bringing you guys another daily range case study on US30. So, without further ado, let's get right on into the video. Hold on, is this camera like? Are we good? All right, but nonetheless, let's get right on into the chart. So, today, I personally didn't take any live trades on my accounts, but I did paper trade this trade here. As you can see, this down move, I was able to catch this high up here on the 30-minute. I caught the wick right in here. So if you want to see how I caught that trade, I'm going to break it down. But if you want access to live trades that I'm taking every day, make sure you join the Telegram, because that is where I call this 300-point trade, which eventually led to being over 800 points. So that's that. But nonetheless, let's get into how I caught this move and overall show you what happened today. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up the previous day's high and the previous day's low. So as you can see, the previous day's low did get ran through. And what did that tell us? That overall today was a overall bearish day. After this, now we're going to get the Asian session range right here. We're going to get the Asian session range. And if for all you guys wondering, I don't use the indicator no more, because every time I use it, it seems to be off. Let's see if it's working right now. Okay, in this case, it is working, but every other time I use it, it doesn't work. So I'm just going to delete that. So let's get we have the Asian session range here. I'm going to get the last final step of getting this outline and get this 12 a.m. open. So now that we have this outline, there's a few points I want you to be paying attention to. I want you to pay attention to this point in price, this point in price, and this point in price. If you watch my videos, then you are more than likely going to understand, or based off of these areas, why I have them marked up. But first area I want you to pay attention to is this area up here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to those previous day's highs and lows that we have marked up. I'm going to annotate them with these. And I'm going to use this low down here, because before all of this move happened, this was the current low. This was the current low, which was made at 3:30 in the morning. And this could have potentially been the low of the day. In this case, it wasn't. But this is why I'm showing you guys this low right here, because before this move happened, this is where I drew my fib. So from that high to this low is where I drew my fib. Let's get the normal fib settings. And you see, we have our first confirmation for why I was overall expecting bearishness in price. We have this fib short from the previous day's high, giving us a very clean example of why we should potentially see a reaction in price. Second thing is, look where we are in price. We are currently at 33,500 big figure level. Two confirmations. What's another confirmation? Look to the left. When the market opened on Sunday, it left this gap in the market. So I'm just going to keep this as a fair value gap. And what happened? Price came up and filled it. And as soon as it filled it, price immediately started losing momentum and trying to close below 33,500. So I saw that price tapped into this 70.50% fib level, filled in this gap, and we're also in this fib short at 33,500, along with what? We also cleared the liquidity above this Asian session high. So what do we know? That if we're overall going to be bearish, after we clear this buy side liquidity, what are we going to reach for next? Sell side liquidity. Now, where's the sell side liquidity? Right below these lows right here, and also below this low here, as you can see. But the main one is going to be this low, because for one, if you're overall looking for, I'm gonna give you guys just a little tip. If you're looking for an overall a bullish or bearish New York reversal, you're ideally going to be targeting the Asian session lows or the Asian session highs. That's one. In this case, you wouldn't target the lows because it's already been ran through. But another thing you would target if you're overall looking for a bullish or bearish New York reversal, you're going to target London sessions lows or highs. And in this case scenario, that is what you would have done here. If you would have targeted these lows, that is where you would have got out majority of your trade at. And that I got out majority of my trades somewhere at this previous day's low when price starts to lose that momentum, because it was already like 10:30, 11 o'clock. But as you can see, price continued going lower, and I left some on the table, but that's what happens. It is what it is. But look at all these confirmations up here. Now we're going to annotate them. So at what time was this? At 9:30 a.m. We have the high of the day after trading into a fib short, plus 33,500 after clearing Asian range high plus filled gap. And also, what else do we have? I think that's the majority of the confirmations right there. So I'm gonna leave it at that. these were all the confirmations I had for taking this short scenario. We were also above the 12 a.m. open, but I'm not going to annotate that just because I already know we're above the open, so it's not needed to be annotated. So we had one, time of days, definitely confirmation, because you can have all these confirmations, but if it's not during a specific time of the day, the likelihood of having that volume or momentum to push price in the direction you're expecting might not be as profitable. So time of day is one confirmation. We're making the high of the day during the New York session, two confirmations. Fib short from the previous day's high, 3. 33,500 big figure level, and we start to close below it, 4. After clearing the buy side liquidity above the Asian range high, 5. And then filled the gap, which is about 6 confirmations. And as you can see, from here, price immediately started trading where? Came down, target these lows below the London session. So we're going to annotate that also. So we're going to annotate London lows targeted. Just like that. And then where do we end up closing and leaving the low of the day? We ended up closing the low of the day at 32,700 big figure level also. I'm going to make this one black. So right here we have the low of the day at what time? This is 1813, so I'm going to say 7:30. So at 7:30 p.m., we have the low of the day after trading into 32,700 big figure level. Just like that. Get rid of that. So now you see we have all these annotations. Now, I want you guys to pay attention because the main important part of this whole thing is everything in between this right here. We had the London lows, which gave us a potential premise for why we could have potentially expected the overall bullish New York reversal, because as you can see, not New York reversal, London continuation, because as you see, if you pull your fib from that London session low to this high up here, you see that once price got to this previous day's low and traded into this order block, I think it's a 30-minute. This 30-minute order block right here, this last down candle, or even if you go to the hour, this last down candle right here, you see that price slowly started to reject and slowly starts to lose that momentum in this fib, also at this 33,100, 33,200 area. So there was a chance that price was going to go higher, and that's personally why I took off where I did the position here, because I was also at a 1 to 3 risk reward. But as you can see, price eventually did show willingness to potentially want to go higher, and in this case, that is why you take partials. But as you can see, price eventually kept going lower and cleared these lows down here and made this an overall a very bearish day. So nonetheless, now let's get the schematic on what happened today. We had the Asian session, it ranged. Then what happened during London session? London session had a little bit of a retracement, a little higher, made a little bit of a double top, then came down, cleared the lows, had a retracement, ran the highs, and then from here, this is where we got the overall big reversal, just like that. Now, this is a very clean example of a bearish New York reversal on a Monday. Even though I didn't take any live trades, I did paper trade this trade. It was still the fact that things like this are going to happen on a daily basis, and I'm able to capitalize on it because I see them every single day, and I see these things happen every single day. And I see what the differences in price, where price likely has certain contractions, where price likely rejects from after specific areas being ran through. And once you gain all this data and you put it in charts and you just put it in journals and study from it, you have so much leverage and have a big edge compared to the other people that aren't doing this, because when you do this, you're getting data every day, and when you're only trading 1 to 2 pairs, you gain such a big edge because you know what is more than likely going to happen compared to someone that is a forex trader or crypto trader, comes to try to trade US30 or NAS 100, and they're not going to have the same edge as you because they don't have the experience, they don't know what is likely to happen, and they don't know what patterns happen the most, and they don't know what times happen the most. That's why when you trade 1 to 2 pairs, you have such a larger edge than anyone else trading in your, say, asset class or just anything for that fact. So this was an overall nice day. Let me just take you guys to the higher time frame while I'm here on US30. Let's just go to the daily and see how today closed. As you can see, very bearish day, but if you look at the higher time frames, overall we are going into this bearish market shift right now. Everything is dropping due to all the things going on in the world, but nonetheless, you can still make money with these drops. So even though last week we did have 2 weeks ago we had this major rejection wick. Last week we did close a little, we were bullish but closed with a major rejection with the top side. So honestly, I think there's a high chance price is likely going to keep coming for these lows, but as of right now, it's very hard to tell. Go to the daily time frame. Everything is very bearish right now, so we're just gonna stick with the trend. Probably gonna look for more shorts tomorrow, but nonetheless, that's really all I have for you guys today. Let me go back over here. If you haven't already, make sure you get a screenshot of this, and if you don't want to screenshot it yourself, make sure you join the Telegram, where I'm going to send this for everybody to learn off of along with this video. So with that being said, hopefully everyone found this video helpful. If it did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you stay motivated by the fear of being average. I will see everyone tomorrow morning for my next live trading session, so see you all there. Good trading, good luck, and make sure you stay motivated by the fear of being average, and I will see you all tomorrow morning.